Tune in and listen.
Talk to me about a God who created the atom. That's right. Who upholds the universe. Who invented light. Who painted every color. Who invented the human mind. Why couldn't he then have made a universe that didn't get itself into such a mess? Couldn't God have made beings that didn't sin, that didn't destroy each other? My answer may shock you. Of course he could. Of course he could. We make them, you know. In laboratories, we call them robots. Of course you can make beings that are non-moral. But now I have a wife, and I've been married to the same one for 44 years, which isn't bad, is it? Now you imagine if I had a robotic wife, a very sophisticated one equipped with a proper screen and, you know, all the kind of sophisticated iPad technology. So I go back from Rice University, and my wife comes to the door, there's this screen all glowing, and I see a word marked kiss, so I go, kiss. And I get a beautiful robotic kiss. Well, why are you laughing? But you say, would that be a real kiss? Well, they're making robots that are very similar to human beings these days. But you know that it wouldn't be real because there's no choice in the matter. She's programmed to do what she does. Now let me explain it carefully. Of course God could make a universe with creatures in it that in that sense cannot sin. There are loads of them, animals. When the lion eats your head off in the zoo because you put it between the bars, we don't put him in the High Court. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think C.S. Lewis helped me a great deal here. I don't think it's the final answer, but it's a way in to see that in order to make beings that have the capacity to love, they must have the capacity to hate. If you're going to have the capacity to say yes, you must have the capacity to say no. And you say, well, why did God do that? Why do you have children? Never forget holding my first child in my arms and realizing that I have brought this little girl into the world. She could grow up to say no to me. Why take the risk? Do you ever think about it? Why do we do it, ladies and gentlemen? Because we realize that granted the risk, the benefits outweigh the risk. To live in a world where love is possible, we all crave for a world in which love is actualized. And you hope one day, maybe you've already got there, you students at Rice, that you'll meet somebody and fall in love with them, and they'll fall in love with you, and they'll value you, and they'll choose you. And the value of that, and you know that it's got an inherent risk. God took a risk to make a universe with people in it, made in his image, capable of choosing, capable of saying yes to God, and equally capable of saying no. Moral beings.